Hey, your viewers and viewresses, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted, episode 338 now. You join me here, just relaxing, chilling in my little boat, as we prepare to set out onto the East Island. Brute Force Attempt 2, still in progress. We've cleared out Central and North Islands. It just leaves us 9 more device pieces to find. 3 on East, West and South Islands. So here we are on the East, continuing the challenge as normal. Now, oh Jesus, good lord, I just knocked my mouse then. I sort of let go of my mouse momentarily as I was moving forward, just to scratch my beard, as you do. But then I accidentally knocked it when I was moving my hand back towards my mouse. The nurse, ladies and gentlemen, I was moving my hand and I knocked my mouse. Yes. I don't know. Oh, get out of here, you. Oh, fuck it, I got weapons, you know what? I want to investigate your pub, so fuck you. Is this the brute? Oh, okay, you've buggered off. They buggered off. They went to find cover, ladies and gentlemen. They failed the challenge, not me. Give me that. Want some pickled onions? I know you're around there. Shut up. Right, give me that. Oi! Get out of here, you little shit. Where's his friend? There he is. Go on. Down you go. Give him both barrels. And they're dealt with. Alright, we should go over and investigate the giant house actually as well whilst we're at it. So I was going to say, hope you guys out there are actually doing okay and are enjoying the challenge as usual. I always say this, don't I? Pretty much every video. That's a hide me talisman, which we don't really want to use because that's not in the spirit of this challenge at all. In fact, that would probably constitute breaking the rules, would it not? So let's not go there. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, I was just saying, you know, hope you guys out there are all doing well, as usual. Now, you know, something interesting. You know, I've talked about, obviously, my YouTube viewing habits before. You know, I've talked about various channels that I sometimes watch, and things like that. You know, Yogscast, Game Grumps, you remember the old Consume Paralysec episode? Talking about that Game Grumps animated. But you know, a channel actually I've been watching quite a lot these last few months. I mean, it's kind of connected, Yogscast and all that, but I've been watching a lot of the Angory Tom channel. I must say, of all the various Yogscast members, Angory Tom has probably become one of my favourites to watch. This is very interesting. He's a strange boy, but one cannot help but admit that these videos are rather of a satisfactory quality, aren't they? Yes, I'm sure that's a resounding vote, that's a resounding endorsement from me, that is, isn't it? Satisfactory. But one of his series, I mean, he does a lot of things like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator from time to time against other Yogscast members. That's always fun to watch. But the main series of his, actually, I'm watching a lot at the moment, is Orcs Must Die 3. Because now I have actually played a bit of Orcs Must Die 2 here on the channel. I did 3 videos of it quite some time ago. This was probably a good few years ago, actually, as part of my original strategic campaign. You know, if you haven't seen that, it possibly might well be worth having a look at it. But yeah, so I did 3 episodes of Orcs Must Die 2 as part of my strategic campaign. And that was all well and good, you know, that was fun, that was good to play. But the thing is, Orcs Must Die 3 is now out. Apparently there was an instalment after Orcs Must Die 2 called Orcs Must Die Unchained, but I don't know. Opinions on that seem to vary. I've seen some people say it's kind of a bit shit, that one. But yeah, Orcs Must Die 3, that's currently available on Google Stadia, which I don't know what Stadia really is. I think it's sort of like a subscription type thing. I'm not entirely certain. But at the moment, the Orcs Must Die 3 is basically a Stadia exclusive. It is going to be coming to Steam and stuff like that eventually, though, so it's not going to be exclusive to those to Google Stadia forever. But I've been watching his Orcs Must Die 3 playthrough so far, and that's quite entertaining as well. Some people would say maybe I'm spoiling the game for myself, but yeah, I mean, it just looks like, because basically the thing with Orcs Must Die 3 is, you know, it's got all the usual tower defense stuff that you'd expect, but also it's now got the war scenarios, as they're called, which is kind of like a base Orcs Must Die level, except on a much bigger scale. So you have massive traps, you get like these big siege weapon things like catapults and ballistas, super ballistas that you can put up, and you get humongous waves of enemies, along with kind of these big enemy super units that you have to deal with. But it does look good, and you know, it's a game that I probably would be interested in playing myself, definitely. Particularly, like I say, you know, I mean, especially now that I sort of think about it, I sometimes wonder if ever, you know, I had someone on my Steam's friend list, somebody who I knew personally in real life, who had Orcs Must Die 2. I would sometimes wonder, maybe I'd do a playthrough of the main storyline with them, because I know, like I said, I did those 3 videos way back in my original strategic campaign, but it'd be interesting maybe to see a full campaign playthrough. That's just how I feel, you know. Oi, are you just gonna bugger off like that? Come here. Got him. Single shots, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's get this bad boy. Like that. But yeah, so Orcs Must Die 2, very interesting game, and if I, you know, had someone on my friends list who I know personally, like I say, who actually owns it, that's something I would consider maybe doing as a collab playthrough, perhaps. That's why we need to get Phil back on Steam. Get him back on Steam and getting some new games, perhaps. Maybe, I don't know. Because I think there's so many games that me and him could do as multiplayer, which would be very, very interesting. So Orcs Must Die 2 was a kind of co-op playthrough of the main storyline, plus various DLCs and whatever else have you. That would certainly, I think, be very interesting. And of course, Orcs Must Die 3, perhaps, if and when that, well, not if, but when that becomes available on Steam or whatever else have you. But it's just, you know, Orcs Must Die. I've never actually played the original in that series, Orcs Must Die 1. But the storyline is pretty basic. Basically, you're a mage, a war mage in an order that defends the world from marauding orcs and whatever else have you. And you basically have to prevent the orcs getting to the rifts. Which, yes, it's just fun. It's a fun game for testing out various strategies. And of course, you know, Orcs Must Die 2 has the endless mode, which I'm assuming could well be the case for the original Orcs Must Die as well. But the endless mode is quite something. Because, of course, like it says, it's just endless waves of enemies, and you have to deal with them until eventually they start cracking through your defences. And, of course, it gets hard. I did do an endless episode of Orcs Must Die 2 as part of my original strategic campaign. I think that was a big video, that was. It was something like somewhere approaching 2 hours long, I think that video was. If I'm remembering that correctly, I don't know. It was a long time ago, ladies and gents. We've got another device piece on the radar. That's good. But yeah, so that's the thing. I try to remember what map was it that I did that endless episode on. I think it was a map. Was it called the West Wing, or was it something different? Or was it? No, was it Passages? I can't remember exactly. I can sort of remember the layout of the level though. So it's like there's 3 gates that the orcs come through, 1 rift that they're all trying to path to. There's like an upper and a lower level. There is also a trap in the form of a big pot of boiling oil that you can use, which comes by default on the map. But obviously you can always get your own traps up. That's what I did. I sort of funneled a lot of the orcs into a kind of big-ass kill zone. Because that's the thing, that's how the game goes. It's all about sort of working out where the choke points are on maps and what you can sort of do in order to get the orcs all kind of funneled into one location. Oh, yeah. I actually re-downloaded Orcs Must Die 2 off Steam recently, just to kind of replay it, because apart from actually watching Angory Tom playing Orcs Must Die 3 at the moment on his channel, I also actually recently went back and re-watched an old playthrough of the Orcs Must Die 2 storyline by Sips, of all people, and that just sort of, it was a bit of nostalgia from an old sort of YouTube series, and it was just very interesting to watch, because of course, he tries out all kinds of interesting strats, which, come here, matey. Get out of here. You just made me waste a load of my revolver ammo, you prick. But yeah, I watched Sips's old flipping Orcs Must Die 2 playthrough. That was really fun. It was the one that he did on his own. That was really awesome to actually watch. Not least just to sort of see what kind of strats he was kind of using. And he was using some good ones, some really good ones. I must say, a kind of favourite strat of mine with Orcs Must Die 2 was always to use the barricades to try and funnel everyone into a particular position, where you then just set up lots of arrow wars, grinders, all kinds of stuff. It just turns, you know, basically creating what you could call as kind of like a kill box. But Sips has some good ones in his playthrough, where he basically does similar kind of things. He gets the robots funneled into these big sort of kill boxes and choke points, where he just gathers them all together and then just tears them apart. I'm not going to sprint back because we've got all 3 device pieces, so we can have a leisurely stroll, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just drink up some tea. There we go. No, so we cleared out this island as well, which is pretty good. Just what you want to see, eh? Isn't that good stuff? So brute force challenge so far, going so good. Still just saving the old rifle for the time being, just for when the riders show up. Because the rifle is probably one of the better weapons to use against them, probably in combination with the shotgun, if you sort of switch between them very quickly. Hit them with the rifle shot, blast them with the shotgun, just to kill them off. There is actually a telephone box which is generated in the water over here, which is a rather interesting place for that to be. Not that there's anything really in it, but never mind. Let's go over here. There we are. I just drank my tea up, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, so let me know in the comments, everybody. Any other Orcs Must Die fans out there? Either people who've played number 2, or anyone who played the original, or both. Is there anyone actually playing Orcs Must Die 3 on Google Stadia right now? And if there is, how's it going? How are you finding it? Is it a good game? Is the gameplay nice and smooth and just fun overall? Because I'd like to know. Because that's the thing, you know. Whenever I'm buying new games, I always tend to avoid actual professional critics, and I tend to look at things like the Steam reviews that ordinary players are actually leaving, because I sometimes find that they can be a better judge of a game's quality. They tend to give you more of a kind of interesting overview. Particularly, most people kind of give very balanced reviews. They give the plus points of a game, but they also flag up any negatives that are worth mentioning too. Right, let me just pause talking whilst we go west. And we're back in. Okay, right, here we are. So, we'll deposit these 3 pieces of the device at the standing stones, and then probably we'll wrap up, because I think we're recording for a nice amount of time there, and that feels like a logical place to wrap up the episode, that does. Right. So we had an interesting little topic conversation there, didn't we, in this episode. Also, shout out to any other Angory Tom viewers out there. Let me know if you're in the comments. Give me a shout out. No, not shout out. Sorry, that's the wrong word entirely. Let me know in the comments. Give me a big old A up down in the comments or whatever. Yes, I've watched a lot of Angory Tom's videos. His little horror game playthroughs with Simon Lane are always quite entertaining. Or Lydia, as she's called. What's she called? Squid Gaming. Squid Game. Whatever her name actually is, her username. Everyone just calls her Lydia, that's all they do. But, you know, those are good playthroughs, things like that. Even if some of them are quite short. And plus, you know, sometimes when I watch the Angory Tom channel, I get good kind of ideas for games that look interesting, which I, myself, would possibly be interested in actually playing. So it's worth watching other people's channels sometimes, isn't it? God, where are they going? I don't want to crouch, because it's not a freaking stealth challenge. Alright, let's just go around them, though. I mean, we could fight them if we wanted, but it doesn't matter. We don't need to. This isn't breaking the rules of the challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm just going to let them go by. Because in the meanwhile, I'm going to deposit my device pieces over here as I wrap up. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching another episode of So You're Being Hunted with me, a General Red Strategist. That is the east island now cleared out, leaving the south and the west, which we will get to in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as I get around to recording that. So I hope you enjoyed, and hope you join me for the next part. Facebook and Twitter links down below as usual, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. Other than that, if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. You all know what to do by now. Goodbye, everybody. By nice, I mean not nice at all. What? Oh, hello. Oh, that looks like the third wooden block for the leg crusher thing. Anything else in here? No, maybe not. Is that something? Oh. That looks familiar. Is that... Oh! Hi! Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. That was the Professor. Oh God, is he down here? I did not appreciate that. That was horrible.